Welcome back everybody to another video. Today we're going to do a continuation of the Yoke installation that I did in my car. It's been about 3 weeks since I put it in my car, and I went to Twitter and I asked you guys, is there anything in particular that you would like to know about this? And you guys certainly delivered. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to answer your questions about the Yoke and give you some feedback. I have a bunch of notes here because I am old. All right, first question comes from Test Fan Mitch. And this has been a question that's been asked multiple times. Are you still happy with the Yoke? Y-O-L-K. Are you happy with the quality of the Yoke you purchased? Yes, I am. This thing is really well built. I should mention, maybe I didn't in the last video, it looks like they took a mold of the original Tesla steering wheel and then just built their own armature around it to give it that yoke. It uses the original buttons from the Model 3 and the original airbag, so everything about that is completely stock. You just move it over. Again, I'll put a link up here in the corner. You guys can watch the video. I did the installation, show you how, all that stuff moves over. As far as the quality is concerned, it's real leather. A little different. My steering wheel on the Model 3, the OEM, came with the vegan leather, which I really like a lot. Time will tell how well this stands up. I've seen lots of 2- and 3-year-old leather steering wheels and Model 3s, and they get really shiny, so hoping that doesn't happen on this one. But otherwise, build quality is exceptional. The stitching on it is perfect. It's a little chunkier in the hand, which is something I like. It's something that I miss from my Model X. I am very happy with that, and very happy with it, and I don't have any reservations about recommending it if you're not too sure. The company is really, I mean, they emailed me many times to make sure everything was just right before they shipped it to me, so +1 on that. The next question comes from Joaquim. Is it possible to get a Yoke with S and X functionality? Example, without the need for stocks? Not that I'm aware of. Keep in mind that the stock functionality that's all built into the new Model S steering wheel, I'm sure it requires different circuitry and stuff. If they were to make something like this, they would have to add circuitry into the steering wheel to be able to send commands through the CAN bus. Anyways, it's complicated. Personally, I don't think that that's coming. Again, my personal opinion, I'll talk about it a little bit later in the video, but it kind of mirrors what I said before. I think this is a great combination because you get to maintain the original stocks on the steering wheel and still have, that futuristic steering wheel on this car. I like it. Next question comes from Chris. He says, is it a heated wheel? No, I did not get the heated steering wheel because my car didn't come with a heated steering wheel functionality. That was added in September of 2020. Mine's a September of 2019 car. If your car does come with a heated steering wheel and you get this, the option I think is an extra $50. So if you want to maintain that, I do recommend you put it in. But again, mine did not have that, and I don't think that putting that option on there would give my car the heated steering wheel because obviously I wouldn't get it here on my screen to turn it on. So anyways, don't think that ordering this with the heated steering wheel I think is going to give you the heated functionality. I don't think that's going to happen. Next question comes from FRDMC to FSD Beta. Trevor, I discovered the 4 Torx screws in my OE wheel were not the same thread style as the yoke hub. I ended up just swapping over the whole yoke cover assembly, but it installed the screws, pretty much just snapped into place securely without needing the screws. I have heard of the company asking people very specifically which wheel you have to make sure things are, copacetic that way. I didn't have any issues on mine. Everything just moved over. I reused the screws. However, I did notice that during the swap over phase that everything clips into place. So even if you were to put it in there and then put the airbag in, you'd probably be okay. But again, double check if that's the case. I would actually recommend you do move the screws over. In my case, not a problem. Everything's been fine. Next question comes from Pushed. P-O-O-S-H-D. I think that's how you pronounce it. All right, correct me if I didn't get it right. Did you have to make the holes yourself to remove the steering wheel in the future? Mine did not come with the holes, so I had to jimmy them myself. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. No, everything was fine on my case. I had both the holes on the sides. Those are the ones, and if you watch the video, you'll understand. You have to poke a couple of Allen keys in there to dislodge the airbag. Wasn't a problem. So actually, I should mention the hardest part of doing this install, once you have all the tools right, is getting the airbag out. Knowing how it works now, probably take 5 minutes for me to do it, but just be aware. That's the hardest part of the installation, is getting the airbag out. All right, next question comes from Big City Tesla. Why would you do something that is such an inherent disadvantage while driving? Yeah, that's kind of a sentiment I've seen a lot. People are just poo-pooing on this whole thing. Listen, It's not for everyone. I said that before. It's maybe not for you. That's okay. Personally, I will say, though, I don't think it's necessarily a disadvantage, nor is it an advantage. It's a personal choice. I'm used to the steering wheel. It works great. I haven't had any issues whatsoever. I will mention again, if you're a 10 and 2 driver, you're not going to like this thing. So yeah, you got a point. It's not any better, but it's also not any worse. It's just a personal choice. Next question comes from Eric. I've heard that using the same core from a 360-degree round wheel, in a yoke is not a good idea since the core and the airbag were designed for a 360-degree wheel, no bag support up on top. Heard anything like that? A few people have mentioned that, and I've actually done a little research, and I don't see any issues with this. Now, I'm not a car engineer. I just play one on YouTube. You know, you got my attention. I think it's a valid situation. So I actually went on YouTube and I actually looked at lots of crash videos that involve airbags, and I don't see anything in there that would suggest that not having a top on the steering wheel would interfere with the airbags, the deployment on the car. Matter of fact, most car steering columns these days actually collapse when you hit them. So personally, I don't think it's that big of an issue, but it is a valid one. And if anybody says or hears any otherwise, you know, let me know in the comments below. All right, next question comes from Michelle. Does it affect the warranty at all? Is the yoke easy to remove after installing? Does it have a quality feel compared to OEM? Yeah. All right, so your question about warranties is a valid one, and I can't speak for other countries, but I will speak for how things work in North America. I'm talking about Canada and the US, and I'm paraphrasing here a little bit, but a manufacturer cannot cancel your warranty for something just willy-nilly. The only way that they cancel a warranty on something is that if the modification that you made to your car is the direct result of the warranty claim that you're seeking. So for example, if you did a modification to your wheels or your suspension and the suspension breaks, well, that's cause for them to cancel it. In this case, because we're using the original steering wheel controls and the airbag, it's not an issue. So matter of fact, let me tell you a little story that actually happened to me and a directly example of what I'm talking about here. So a few weeks ago, I had to take my Tesla into service to get some warranty work done on my seat. Something came unclipped anyway, so they fixed that. But when I got back to my car, I noticed at the top of my airbag where the plastic was, there was a gouge in it that wasn't there before. So I went into Tesla and I talked to the people and I said, hey guys, you know, there was a little gouge on my steering wheel where the airbag is and wasn't there before. They came out, took a look at it, and they said, oh, so sorry. Yeah, a technician probably screwed something up. We'll change it for you. No questions asked. They changed the airbag. I got a brand new one. They said zero about the steering wheel. So again, it just goes to show you that if they had a problem with me having the steering wheel in the car, they could have just denied the warranty, especially with the airbag as attached, but they said nothing. Matter of fact, they said, cool steering wheel. Okay, so the last question, I think, is probably where I'm going to end this video. Comes from Phi Nguyen. He says, pros and cons. Maybe in the video that I did my installation, I kind of overlooked it, but I'm going to tell you what the pros and cons are. So the bottom line, is this actually a better steering wheel than the one that comes with the Tesla? And the answer is absolutely no. I did this because for two reasons, and I think there's only two reasons, and two reasons only somebody would actually do this to their car. One of them is that it opens up the driver area so you can actually see better. And the second reason, and this is the only other one, it looks cool. It's just a cosmetic thing. I'm totally used to it. I've been using it for 3 weeks now. I have zero issues with it. Matter of fact, I'll tell you another story. My wife is a lovely person. She's a doll. She's fantastic. You guys have seen her on the videos before, but I'll tell you, she is not a person that likes change. Matter of fact, in an alternate universe, she would be a lawyer, because if she sees something that she doesn't like, she's very fond of saying, that should be illegal or that should be against the law. So I put the steering wheel in and I didn't tell her. So she took the car for a drive, and when she came back, she said absolutely nothing. If she had a problem with it, she would have told me, but obviously she doesn't. Now, I'm not saying that's the same for everyone, but I know firsthand, living with a person, that if she didn't like the steering wheel, I would certainly hear about it. I'll leave it at that. If you guys like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And again, I will put a link in the video description if you're interested in buying one of these things. Again, it's not sponsored or anything like that, but I know a lot of you are curious about this thing if you have a Model 3 or Model Y. And I know some of you have actually bought it on that thing, so I'm hoping you like it. But again, it's not for everyone. I guess that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.